Fairytale is back, and we start off where we left off in Magic Dragon. Elsfina is showing the Dragon God tablet and showing that all of them are now glowing again, which means every Dragon God that they defeated has been resurrected. We already knew that from the last chapter, but they did not, so they are all surprised, including Athena, who's now a little worried that Vernus is back. But it's actually even worse than that, because all the Dragon Gods are now going on a rampage. They've lost control of themselves, including Mercifina and Selene, which has turned their two strongest allies into enemies. Natsu doesn't seem to care because he thinks he can just beat them all over again, but apparently he wasn't really listening to Igna, because Asafina has to re-explain to him, no, they're now more powerful than they were before. So what took everything you had to beat them last time, that effort won't be enough this time. But the Dragon Gods aren't even the biggest problem. No, the biggest problem is that it wasn't just near Diablos where a giant lacrima appeared, they appeared near all the Dragon Gods. And this is a big deal because apparently this is a dragon lacrima that turns humans into dragons. So that's how they're going to do it. And based on how it's explained, apparently the spell produces a lacrima, which then radiates power which turns humans into dragons. But that power continues to expand outwards to a point where the entire continent will become dragon. And I pointed this out in the last chapter, that would be a terrible idea. One, you're taking away people's humanity, but two, dragons don't get along. They're extremely territorial and violent, and these people are just going to rip each other apart, especially since they apparently are taking on the aspects of the god that they're most closely connected to, which means there's going to be 5 massive factions that all hate each other. So Fairytale Guild comes up with a very simple plan. We're going to destroy the lacrimas. Now, the question is, will this turn the people back into humans, or are they stuck as dragons? And destroying the lacrimas will only save people who haven't been turned yet. They seem to think it will save everyone, but that hasn't been clarified just yet, actually, so we don't know. Because there are 5 of them, and there are 5 lacrimas, they're each going to split up and be teleported across the continent and fight on their own. Elsfina points out that that's a terrible idea, but they're on the clock, and they can't really focus on one lacrima at a time, allowing the spell to spread to the entire continent. So this is kind of their best bet. Oh, and right before they leave, Natsu finally warns about Ferris and the fact that she's now evil. Well, the Earthland version of her is evil. They're all kind of confused by this, but I suppose they're going to have to deal with it when it comes. With that being said, we are going to go see Ferris and all of her demons to see who they are. And we quickly get a little personality for each of them and how they think and what they believe. So the first guy's name is Gala. He's the big rock-looking dude. He wants to create a world filled with love, and I have a feeling, since he's a demon, I can't imagine it's the kind of love that a human would want. The girl with the gold horns is Diamond. Diamond, I assumed, was actually a former human called Karen, who used to hold Loki's key, but no, she was born a demon. In fact, they all were except for one. We'll get to him in a minute. Kind of obvious who it is. But yeah, my theory was incorrect. She just looks like Karen, just the way the artist drew the character. She seems to be obsessed with her master Ferris, because all she cares about is the black, which is Ferris, and everything else can melt. And she keeps using the word melt over and over again, heavily indicating that that must be what her magical ability is. She's probably going to target Gray. It makes the most sense. And the bird-looking dude is literally named Bird, and he has a tendency to make bird puns. I'm not joking, that's how he talks. He talks through bird puns. The emo-looking dude's name is Blade, and apparently he enjoys cutting things up, because he keeps mentioning how he wants to cut everything up. So yeah, he goes full emo, like the hardest emo I've seen in a while in anime. The pretty boy's name is Gate. Apparently, there's really nothing to his character other than he's very reserved. He also used a pun where he said he can't wait to unleash his power. He's, it's a gate, open and close. Most likely, his magic will involve gates in some way. He probably can use teleportation and such. If he is a spatial mage, that means his worst opponent would be Lucy, because she can just summon Gemini to transform into Branch's former lackey, and that dude will be just easily taken out. That is if he's a spatial mage. I'm just theorizing. And finally, we got Zero. Yes, that's Zero. And he's still a psychopath, apparently. All he cares about is killing everything and destroying everything. So basically, he hasn't changed. Becoming a demon doesn't really make you more evil than a psychopath. The other demons don't seem to like him very much because he used to be human, but Ferris then points out that she used to be human as well, and she'd rather they didn't fight with each other and that she actually likes all of them. Zero absolutely disrespects and does not seem to like Ferris at all. Like I said, he hasn't changed one bit. He seems just wants to kill everything, including her, and the rest of the demons get real pissed off at that. They seem to have complete and utter loyalty to their master, so when a fellow demon even thinks of threatening her, they are going to fucking kill him. But obviously Ferris is like, calm down everyone, it's fine, let's just continue our mission. Oh yeah, by the way Zero turned into a demon was not through Ferris, it was through Lullaby. I found that to be really weird because that's not how Lullaby's magic worked. So I actually have no idea how Lullaby even turned him into a demon, because the way Lullaby works is if you are on the edge of either good or evil, it will force you to go with the complete opposite of what you are currently. So if you're an evil person who's got a little bit of doubt on being evil, it'll turn you good. But if you're a good person who has a little bit of hatred and bloodlust inside of you, it will flip you to evil. It literally has nothing to do with demons. And I have a feeling that that's just going to be a one-off line, and it's not actually going to be explained whatsoever, so do with that what you will. But the main reason why Ferris recruited him is because she knows his past, apparently, and she plans on riling him up. So she declares that the humans that they are currently going to fight against are from the Fairy Tale Guild, and Zero gets pissed. So we can already tell where he's going straight for Natsu. You better hope becoming a demon gave him one hell of a power-up, otherwise he is fucked. We go back over to the Fairy Tale members, specifically Lucy, who was sent to take down the lacrima in the port town of Urmia. And what she finds there is that the sky is a giant sea. Yeah, it's not a joke. There is no sky, it's just water. All because Mercifina's power is running rampant. She starts running around looking for the giant lacrima. I'm surprised she can't see it based on how big it is. But what she ends up discovering is the people. And they have all been turned into dragons, like human-sized dragons, which kind of sucks for them. And even worse than that, they've actually lost their sentience, and so they're just wild beasts at this point, and they start attacking Lucy. Obviously, she has no interest in fighting them because she doesn't want to hurt any of them, but also, they're actually quite powerful. A single swipe of their hand was able to destroy several buildings. So she takes off to escape them, but they will not let her go. They just smash the ground underneath her, and she falls into even more water. Yeah, so basically the city is, I guess you could say, inside of a bubble, basically. Water above, water below, and I'm assuming water on the sides as well. It's basically just a giant water prison created by Mercifina. And waiting for Lucy, which is going to be her first fight, is Karameel, the personal assistant to Mercifina. And she has also been turned into a dragon, but she's a lot more beautiful than the rest. And she seems to have some level of sentience left, so she most likely was able to handle the transformation better than the rest of the townspeople. Most likely because she was the closest to Mercifina. Now, it's unclear if we're going to get to see this fight next chapter, or we're going to pop over to see the rest of the Fairy Tale members teleporting to all of their lacrima targets. I kind of feel bad for whoever has to go to Diablo's Guild, because they were already powerful. Could you imagine a bunch of dragon slayers being turned into actual dragons? Remember, both Acnologia and Urza's mother, Irene, were both dragon slayers that turned into dragon, and you saw how powerful they were. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up so you enjoy more Fairy Tale and other things. Thank you, and have a great day.